Welcome to It Starts at Vegas, where holistic health meets modern living through the lens of a massage therapist. And that's me. I'm Emily, and I am a neuromuscular massage therapist who works directly with the nervous system to help people relax their muscles and calm their minds. I'm here to guide you in unlocking the philosophy of the vagus nerve, the body's ultimate key to calm, connection, and overall well being. If stress, anxiety, or burnout have you feeling stuck, you're in the right place. Before we start, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button, it encourages me to continue to make podcast episodes. And I can't tell you how much it helps when you hit that like and subscribe button. We currently have listeners in over 130 cities. And as the show gets bigger, we can expand the podcast, bring in guests, and continue to support your wellness. Because I want this podcast to continue to be worth listening to and help people all over the world get stress and anxiety relief naturally. Thank you to everyone who has already subscribed. I truly appreciate it. Now, take a deep breath and let's explore how we can use our nervous system to support our bodies. Today, we have a fun special bonus guest, and that is my dear friend, Melissa Carey.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Emily.
Hello, hello. So, Melissa and I met back in massage school.
Long time ago.
It was so much fun. And the funny part was, I don't feel like we really connected in school.
Not really, no.
No, it was after.
It was not very much after, just like a couple months after, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
But
here we
it's
are.
just been so fun to see our careers blossom together and then separate and yet still connecting.
Very much so. Yeah. It's been a fun ride, a little bumpy ride, personal, but more fun than anything. Learning.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's super fun. So why don't we just start out by telling us about your massage therapy journey?
Okay. Well, it started with Emily, actually. We were business partners. We worked opposite each other. And I think beginning I was pretty awful.
Oh no.
Like as far as touch went. And then the building part, I guess I wasn't really prepared for the building and how hard I thought, like, if you build it, it's going to come, it's going to happen. So it was probably like an emotional roller coaster, like you had to prove yourself. And that did not come easy to me, especially 16 years later. I love it. And I absolutely like not every day, but like as time goes on, I love it even more.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I love
Yes.
massage therapy. It's so helpful to calm down the body and mind.
Yes.
And just so we can get some clarification for people who don't know you, you are talking to building your massage therapy practice, not just like building.
Yes. Yes. My practice. No, let's go.
Who do you help? Who are your main clients?
So my main clients are people that have a lot of chronic type of pain or ailments like MS, fibromyalgia, arthritis. Not so much cancerous patients, automotive accidents, people going through touch therapy because of trauma, sexual abuse, sexual history. So I work with a lot of psychiatrists in reference to rehabilitation for kids and adults as well.
Yeah, that is a lot. You have a lot of different people, a lot of different
It
people you
is.
take
It's
care
a
of.
very broad clientele. So it's very different with person to person, very personalized.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna again back up a little bit. So you work with some clients that really have to relearn what a positive touch is.
Yes.
Yes. And I feel like that, especially working with sexual trauma,
Mhm.
that you really do need to relearn and rediscover in a safe area. Again,
Yes.
we kind of talk about how to calm the vagus nerve. And one of the vagus nerve tips is to do something where you feel safe and can do it repeatedly so
Yes.
that you can get comfortable and put your guard down. And I think massage therapy is amazing for that.
Yes. So we start with a 15-minute session and then we work on maybe just like the hands or the feet. And then we just kind of and then like 30 minutes and kind of gradually increase our time frame, gradually increase what area of the body that I'm working on. At first it's fully clothed. It's a lot of talking, building confidence, and things like that. Trust, of course.
Absolutely.
So and sometimes, like if it's a child, their parents can come and sit in the room. Sometimes they ask not to, which is a very fine line. Again, sometimes we have to take a little bit of not so much risk, but as far as comfort goes, we kind of have to work outside of the lines when it comes to, that kind of stuff because it's about the person, not about me or their parent at that time, but it's really about the person that we're working with.
Absolutely. And especially for working with other professionals where they're like, this, let's just say a child needs protected in a certain way. And we can still take other precautions. Again, when you're starting out, if they're fully clothed, the door open, it's
Yeah.
very safe, secure, and still allows the child to feel comfortable or
Yes.
adults even.
Yes.
It's working within the parameters of reality.
It's true. It's true. Yes.
Because there's the ideal way, like in the perfect cookie cutter spot, this is where it'd be. But other times, it's just like, well, okay, that's ideal. But if, yeah, let's say a person doesn't want the door closed, maybe that makes them feel claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's some options that we can work with it. So it's really just learning how to make the person feel safe and secure so that their body can rest and relax.
Right. Right. And then sometimes they're concerned about if other people, like within the office, do they know why I'm here?
Yeah.
Or am I going to be talked about and things like that? No, they don't because they don't need to know. But so I just make sure that I'm very upfront about what we're going to do, if we're going to talk, things like that. And if they want to.
Yes. And
So,
that's the other thing is when we build that communication, we can say, "Hey, this is what we plan on, but you can change it. Like if you
yeah,
decide to stop early, that's fine."
exactly. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's
Communicate that.
true. Yeah, and some people have, and even like small things too, like adjusting the music. Maybe they want to listen to their type of music. I mean, I've massaged to AC/DC, which was hard because I know all the songs, and so I wanted to kind of like dance or sing, and you can't do that sometimes. But I wanted to, so I had to remind myself, okay, slow down.
Yes.
There's a reason why we're doing this way, which is out of my element, so it can be kind of fun sometimes, but
Yeah.
just kind of like repurposing what I'm doing.
Absolutely. And again, that's just working with a client and it teaches the client how to advocate
Yes.
for themselves.
Right.
That's a hard skill to learn sometimes.
Yes, very much so, especially for young children.
Yep.
They think like I'm adult, so I know everything or whatever, and that's not true, and they ask me why, but I can also ask them why and things like that. But we do talk about boundaries and things like that. So that's why when we go into the session, it's very like upfront. There's no surprises and things like that.
Absolutely. So I agree with you on all that. Tell me about how they feel after their session.
Sometimes I can feel a little bit emotional because, or like they've kind of put themselves in a vulnerable position, and I'm still technically a stranger. So just kind of, they feel like, I can't believe I let you touch my hand or my arm, or you know what I mean? Although we do baby steps, sometimes baby steps are still too fast. So they can be emotional. Sometimes they're upset. Like I had one person just kind of start using profound language. And I was like, you know what? That's cool. You can
Yep.
yell all you want. It is okay. But I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to let you, or just kind of absorb whatever you're going to throw at me right now.
Yeah.
And I'll say something like, you know what? I will never make you cry, but I will sit here and cry with you because that's pretty much that's what I do anyway when somebody starts crying. So but so it just kind of depends, we kind of change as people kind of change and open up and things like that, or they ask me personal questions. And before I used to be like, no, no, can't bring my family into my office, things like that. And then I thought, why not? Yes, I have children. So that way it's like, it's not really indulging of personal information, it's connecting.
It is. It's all about connecting, and that connection builds trust. It does.
Yes. So again, some people are emotional, some people get angry, and some people were like, why did I have so much anxiety? Or
Yeah.
why did I didn't want to do this? Like, this is a comfortable environment. I feel safe. I never thought I would feel safe or comfortable with another person, especially somebody they didn't know, so they're very surprised
Yeah.
in their reactions.
Yep. And it's kind of an area where any reaction is an okay one, because if they walk in or if they come out and they're just chill and calm, you're like, yay, you're relaxed.
Hmm.
And if they're processing through some things on why do I feel better after being touched by pretty much a stranger,
Yeah,
no, it's just it really depends on how traumatic and how deep it has to go through.
that's
But
true.
for general speaking, I think most people just feel relief
Yes.
that they can feel safe, that they can have their nervous system settle down.
Hmm.
So yes, there are the more extreme ones, but it's very common to have that sense of just being
Right.
where they get to start feeling like themselves.
They do, yeah. Like, yeah. And how quickly it happens.
Yeah.
That they don't have to have, 13 or 14 sessions, that usually within the first 3 sessions, they're able to kind of come in and relax and be like, okay, I'm ready. Let's do this. Or I had a little boy come in once and he comes in and he's like, I'm ready for my massage, Melissa. And I said, okay, he was so excited. And so I told him what to do. He laid down on the table and he puts his arms back and he's crosses his legs and he's like, all right, I'm ready. And I'm like, cool. He's ready. I love this kid. He's ready.
He's gonna be amazing at being able to talk about his body, talk about his feelings, like he is connecting with his own self.
Yes.
That is so fun.
Yes. Yes. It was a good time.
That's a great one.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Oh goodness. Well, I've previously shared in my own personal journey about times where I'm anxious and how it surprised me that I'm anxious or stressed because I'm like, I am a massage therapist. Like, we sit in a dim lit room with nice
mhm.
sounds. Like, why on earth am I the stressed one?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's because life. And
Yeah.
so I just wanted to open up the door to see if you wanted to share your personal experience.
Well, anxiety is a crazy thing. I was actually just diagnosed with anxiety. When was it? About a year and a half ago. And I was shocked when the doctor came and said, have you ever been diagnosed with anxiety? And I said, no. And he said, well, do you have anxiety? And I said, no. And he said, tell me why you don't have anxiety. And I said, because I know what anxiety is. And I know people that have anxiety, and I've never had any of those feelings or thoughts or emotions or anything remotely close to what they have experienced. And he said, let's stop talking about other people and start focusing on you and the way that you're feeling.
Yeah.
And so I kind of started telling him, he said, you explain heart palpitations. And I said, yes. And he said, when did that start? And I said, as long as I can remember, probably into my childhood. And he said, and what does it feel like? I said, I wake up and I can feel my heart and it's beating very quickly and there's no reason behind it. So that can't be anxiety.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Um, and then he said, okay, tell me another reason why you don't think you have anxiety. And I said, because I have nothing to be anxious about. Me and my husband have been married at that time 27 years. It's in the best position it's ever been. I said, I have 3 kids. One was just about getting married, one was married, and the other one was graduating high school. So these are prime times in their life. I have nothing to be anxious about. I'm excited for them,
Yeah.
for what's to come.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we kind of talked about other things, and it was like I didn't even want to listen to him.
No.
Yeah. I started getting kind of upset. Like, how dare you tell me I have anxiety? It took me conversations with you, conversations with my family, things like that, to realize that I do have it. And I've had it a long time. And I didn't want to. I fought it tooth and nail. I became very, almost like a different person, very secluded. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to be around people. I didn't want to go out to eat. I just kind of wanted to lay around and sleep
Yeah.
because I didn't want to think about anything else. I started worrying about things my 80-year-old parents could possibly be worrying about. Were they worrying about them? I don't know. But I was worrying about what they were worrying about. I had feelings of unworthiness, like I didn't deserve things, that I wasn't a good person, I wasn't a good mom, wife, massage therapist, I didn't deserve this clientele that I had built.
Yeah.
It became almost not impossible to go from day to day, but just very evident that I was changing.
Yeah.
And there had to have been a reason why I was changing. And it was because of that dreaded word that to this day I do not like because it makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I also feel like I and sometimes I still feel unworthy, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to stop or give up. And I think that's where the change kind of happens, is what I do with the buildup, what I do with the nervousness, what I do with all of these feelings. So to me, anxiety is the same as ammunition. Like I'm just gonna not just push through it, but I'm going to make anxiety work for me.
Hey. Yeah.
Because why not?
Exactly. Why not?
Right. Like, I've already tried the medication route.
Yeah.
It made me very numb, and I honestly like that place because I knew the alternative.
Yeah.
However, it was the numbness was good until it wasn't. Like, I wanted to feel, but I couldn't feel. It just wouldn't allow me to feel. And that's when I reached out and they increased my dose, which was not a good fit for me either. It was like this little girl inside of me was screaming to get out, and I could not listen to her.
Yeah.
So again, it was me against me. And so I took myself off the medication as per doctor's instructions, like the every day, every other day, that kind of thing. And got off, and still it takes a while for it to kind of get out of your system. The symptoms came back more quick than I wanted them to.
Yeah.
But there again, it's like concept of thinking, and you and I have had a lot of conversations in reference to self-talk and self-care and things like that. And again, it's like, okay, if I have anxiety, I need to make anxiety work for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad place to be in. It does affect everybody around you because they know, they see it, they see your change. I didn't see my change until I did.
Yes.
And it wasn't a good change, you
Yeah.
know? So I think you and I started communicating a little bit more during that time, almost daily, I feel like.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for a while, and kind of what to do and things like that. And then you and I had talked about the vagus nerve
Yeah.
just very recently, actually, like just before your podcast started.
Yeah.
And I did it.
Yay.
I did what you had asked me to do. And I listened to your podcast and I did the techniques and it worked instantly.
Isn't that just so cool?
Yes, like so cool. And then I started reaching or researching the vagus nerve
Yes.
because nobody ever talks about it.
No.
And then I think, why isn't this in the headlines? Because what isn't the vagus nerve responsible for in the body?
I know.
And then I wanted more. I became almost obsessed with it. And I wanted to see how else it could help me
Yeah.
be me. Do I still have anxiety? I'm gonna say yes,
Yeah.
but I know how to control it.
Yes.
in my benefit because it kind of makes me be at peace to know that I am my own worst enemy.
Yeah, right? Aren't we all?
Yes, that nobody that I know of sometimes dislikes me more than me. Nobody pushes me more than I push me. So the expectation is high and the bar is high, but I also know that I can do it.
You can, and you
Yes.
are.
And I am. I am. I am living proof that I am.
Yes. And now you can feel those feelings and you can feel life and it's it's not a numbing effect. It's
No, it's not.
nice, pain-free. It's so I don't want to say like magical, but it's just so I can't even think of the word that's just on the tip of my tongue. How amazing it is when you can just hack into the vagus nerve.
It
It's right.
is. Yes. And like to be, I know people say, oh, pleasure, it's such a bad word. You know what? It's not. It's a very good word. To be able to feel pleasure is amazing.
It is.
And to give yourself pleasure is amazing too by learning more about yourself and just to know that you're perfectly capable of doing these things on your own time. All you need to do is just set aside just literally like less than 3 minutes of time to prove to yourself that you still got it inside.
Yeah. Isn't that just so fun?
Yes.
It's just right there.
It is right there. And you know me, I'm a big person about like, want to do something. Well, it's like, do I have to put pants on? Because
Yeah.
I don't want to put pants on. And you don't even have to do it with pants on. I
Not
mean,
really, nope. It's not a requirement.
no, it is not a requirement. So that's why I was like, all in.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes,
Yes. It's kind of like once you get your pajamas on, you don't like you're home and you're set. You don't
I
need to
am.
do anything else.
Yes, yes. It is good to be home.
It is. It is. So let me ask you, what is one of your favorite ways that you reset your vagus nerve?
I love doing the exercises that you taught me. And the very first one about laying down and doing the eye movement
Yeah.
or focusing, that one was my favorite. I think I did it every day for 1 week.
I
Yes, yes. And then stretching, but my calm down is reading. And I'm able to focus on a book now, which I haven't done ever, ever. So right away when I get up in the morning, I read. And then right before I go to bed, I read again. And so it's just kind of like me getting out of my own head into this world of, I don't know, mystery or whatever I'm having. I love mystery. So it's a mysterious world and you can kind of take your brain wherever it wants to go in that moment because of a book.
yeah.
Yes,
You're just guiding it.
I am guiding it. Yes,
Good, but being able to focus, that's a big thing because brain fog is a very real thing.
that is terrible.
It is. And for me, it's usually like going in and out of a room, and I'm like, I either completely forgot or I got something else and I thought I grabbed it.
Yes. Yes, my mom was here. She's 81. And she goes, you know what I just started doing? I just started going into a room and can't remember why I went. And I'm like, I just started doing that. What do you mean? So, wow.
Do that for a while.
Yeah, I'm like, you just started? Okay. So,
So yeah, it's just funny. So but yeah, to be able to read and concentrate, it seems so simple. You know, you're like, well, now I can read a book, and that sounds just like the easiest little thing. But when it's not there,
it is, yes. And then being able to one of the things that I still kind of hinder in the back of my mind is being able to focus. My daughter just got married about well, it's a year and a half ago. And I was kind of going through um, that time in my life where I didn't feel like I was enough.
yeah,
So I did not get to have a lot of joy during that time or be present. So I kind of, I'm really hard on myself about that. But now I probably tell myself at least 60 times a day, even during massage, like, be present. be present. Please let me be present. And I still do that. So a lot of self-talk, but I'm able to enjoy like family time where before I always felt like I was disassociating myself.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't worthy of this family time or laughing or this experience or love. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
so now I can sit there, have a conversation, remember the conversation,
Nice.
and be fully present and just take these moments because they're going so fast. Um,
Well, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I'm so happy that you and I still maintained our friendship and we're both going down different avenues, but we're still coming together.
I know it's so much fun.
Yes.
Love my friendship with you. It's been so much fun because for those of you who don't know us, we had our massage practices in the same room. We shared a room, and then you moved to Arizona for a while. I stayed in South Dakota. Right about the time you said, "Hey, I'm moving back to South Dakota," I'm like, "I'm moving to Arkansas."
Yeah.
It's just been a really fun friendship. Oh, it's been so much fun. What's your favorite self-care thing aside from Vegas Nerve?
Taking at least 10 minutes a day for myself, whether it's just laying on the table between clients and just listening to music. Sometimes I do like a hypnotist podcast, and just lay there. It's just, it kind of refocuses and recenters myself. Self-care means different things to different people, so finding what really can make you smile or just kind of what makes your heart happy, whether it's gardening or whatever, but those are a couple of things that just really speak to me. And putting my phone down and just kind of disconnecting with that space. So when I'm laying there, I'm actually disconnecting with all the space. Just it's just me in my dark room with music that I really enjoy listening to. So that is kind of my go-to.
You have like a little mini break when possible.
Yes, definitely. Yes. So it used to be eating probably like 6 cookies in a row. Used to bring me great joy, but not I can't do that anymore.
Now it's sitting in a dark, quiet room by yourself.
And yes, I guess I've become or transitioned or whatever you want to say.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so very much, Melissa. I really appreciate you taking your time and sharing your story with us.
absolutely. Always it's great to be here. I was so excited for this and
Yeah.
yeah, my wish came true.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. I really appreciate you taking your time throughout your day. And remember
Yes,
to breathe and do something that
absolutely.
makes you feel happy.
Yes, thank you so much, Emily, for asking me to come. Happy 20th video or podcast.
Yes, I
Yes.
just did that. Yes. It's so
Yes,
exciting.
and April is Stress Awareness Month, so it's yeah, great to dive into that.
Thank you for being my first guest and talking about your stress and anxiety.
Roller coaster.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for listening to It Starts at Vegas. New episodes are released every Tuesday. If you liked this episode, go ahead and give it a subscribe button so that you get notifications and don't miss out on what's coming next. If you'd like a step by step video on how to do a pain free and easy vagus nerve exercise, grab my free vagus nerve reset video in the show notes. It's what I do when I feel like I just not like myself. Until next time, remember, wellness starts at Vegas.